Hey guys, the next day, did some contemplation over the evening, thinking about my build here, and just kind of wanted to zero in a little bit more on what I think the final drive to the back tire will be, and wanted to get a better idea that I am in the window of where the power band is, let's say, for lack of better terms. And I'm kind of guessing that that motor, I'm probably saying $4,000 is max. That thing's from the, it's World War II. I think it's the date on it's like 42 through 45, right around there. And I don't think those things actually ran all that fast. And it's got a fairly long stroke. So again, I'm going to guesstimate probably on the generator. It's probably set up to run it between 3,000 and 4,000 RPM. Probably closer to 3. So say that's where it's probably dialed in the best, and so we want to try to set the back tire up for that kind of speed. And when I got set up now is I just have one of those stepper drill bits, and then one of the steps must be 1/2 inch because I got a 1/2 inch pulley on that, and my drill is rated for, I don't know if that'll show up or not, basically 700 RPM on high speed. You figure with a drag probably 600 RPM. So instead of me having to spin the motor, which I was thinking about, why don't I spin the motor and the whole assembly, all I have to do is spin a pulley on that end. So I took the belt back off, and I think we'll just try and do something like this and go. We're just kind of looking at that, and that's probably doing 5 miles an hour like we were talking about. And that would be idle. So that should be fine. You rev it up, they kind of max out at 25 miles an hour. Especially, I also don't know what the horsepower of this motor is, and I'm going to kind of guesstimate with that also 3. So and until we actually put the whole bike together and run it down the road, kind of see what it can do. But as long as my pulleys are close, and I'm saying probably 1/2 inch to 1 inch on either one of those, if I have to fudge those up or down a little bit or both, I just want to make sure that I build the bike with approximate stuff, so that if I do have to dial it in a little bit, I'm close, and then I don't have to start redesigning everything all over again. So having said that, I think I'm pretty good. I'm happy with what we're starting with. And I was thinking about this guy, and kind of wondering if I can get a pulley to kind of sit in the middle here. Don't know. I may take this apart, take that nut off, and kind of look inside there and see if there's any possibility of opening up maybe the inside of this pulley so it slides over. But now that I'm looking at it, that may not happen. So I'm going to think about this a little bit, and I'll turn you back on in a second. Alright, so I threw it back up on the bench, just kind of so I can square and level everything back up again. And threw a couple of jacks underneath it for a little bit better fine tuning, and then worked with a level. I leveled the back drive rim straight up and down, and again the rear block is squared to that, and then I did the same with the motor, and I just put a straight edge coming off of that sprocket, which is nice and tight. That sprocket's nice and tight, so I figured I'll come off with a straight edge, go right with that flange, and kick it over the distance I needed to kick it over. Again, before that, I had the spark plug hole kind of level with the center of it, and these were pretty much flush, so it's probably moved over 1/2 inch, which is fine. That way I can now line those two pulleys right up, and again, I ran a straight edge through those pulleys, and now they are on the money. So I'm going to go re-tack that back in place. I ground off the welds off of the sockets, and I left the welds on the frame, just so pretty much I could locate the motor position-wise where I need it. I might kick it a hair. It's fine right where it is. The other thing I was kind of wondering too, if I wonder if they taper or angle the motor one way or another, just so that when wind is blowing, I wonder if you get better effect if the wind kind of hits it and then directs off of it. So say if it was leaning forward, instead of just being straight across, does the airflow make better contact with the fins if it's on slightly an angle, or not? Kind of wondering why they do that. But again, a lot of the early bikes are straight up and down, And whether this turns into an early bike or not, it's kind of what I'm shooting for. But I think we're going to go stay with that for now. And again, it's only 2 tacks, I can cut it off. So I'm going to go buzz those together. I think level the frame out to where I want and start eyeballing some crap where the front end's going to go. Probably stick another bike next to it with no back tire on it, and try to position stuff where I want it, and we'll go from there. All right. Probably starting a new video, don't know. It's been about a week since I did any footage of this, and I erased a bunch of stuff. So if you saw something before this, oh well, if I'm repeating myself. If I'm not, I'm not. As you can see, I got a new top tube bent up and into place. The front end that I was using for mock-up is going right there. And that thing is a piece of crap because it's bent. I kept trying to set it up. The forks were racked off to one side. So I took another front end, and that one's the girl's Schwinn that I cut the tubing out of for the bottom. And it's a 24-inch fork with a 26-inch wheel stuffed on it. That's why it's bottomed out right there. But I put a block of wood underneath it to maintain the levelness of what the bike will be with the or close to it with whatever I come up for a front fork. So the backbone, it looks like it's probably 36 inches long, something like that. Nice 3-foot long bike, I like that. And the pipe, that's kind of welded in. I've been wrenching and heating and welding and moving the bottom one in and trying to figure out what my bottom line is going to be. And I think I'm going to go something like that. I kind of wasn't liking the stall. It kind of has a little bit of a stall here in the middle. But after I thought about it, I'm going to come up with another, some more tubing coming up this direction. So that may just intersect right with that line and not cause any issues. So I think what I'm going to go do is take a magic marker and kind of mark off that piece of pipe that's there right now. It's tacked into place, it's being held in, so I can get back from it and look at it. And I heated this up, I kind of pulled up. I wish I left this longer, but so be it. So I kind of bent this one up. We'll fit the 2 of those together, and I'll get a couple of crap sockets and stick a socket in the middle of each one as kind of a plug to regain strength back in it. So that's what I'm gonna go do. Well, you can tell I got a new toy to play with, the bender, and I've been having a good time bending up stuff. Forgot where I left off. I cut and sectioned that piece into there. Again, there's a socket inside there. There's not a socket inside there because I couldn't get both at the same time. But I think I'm going to build like a big gusset, something up in here to kind of tie all this together. Maybe fish plate on both sides. We'll see. And then I was like, well, let me get the motor more squared away and supported, and some of the lower stuff. I kept playing with the top rail for the gas tank. I'm like, well, let me do the bottom first. So I curved into these 2 pieces. The back I was just trying to kind of mimic the lower one and do the same thing with the socket coming off of that. And I figure I'd pick up the jack shaft, and probably what I should have done, I was kind of thinking if I came up over the top of it and caught the top of it and then back to the frame, but as it is right now, it kind of goes, it's going through it. And again, this is all going to got to get gusseted more to keep it from turning, but the more directions I can kind of stab at it from, the less it wants to twist. So I like it. I like the curviness of everything. So I'm going to kind of keep that same theme going, I guess. Stay away from maybe stay away from straight lines on this one. And just back to thinking about that top tube. And I keep trying to draw, you know, how big of a gas tank do I want? Do I want to come from here? I keep coming up with like trying to come up from here and exit right around here. I actually had a set, took a set of forks. Where'd they end up? There. I had the forks set up something like that, and I was going to run 2 sockets in between the front 2, catch that tube and come up, make that the gas tank area, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I just want to do it out of tubing, if I wanted to use some other bike parts. So this is to the point of the night where I'm going to kind of jack it up because I'm just staring at it. And I'll see if I have a eureka evening moment. And we'll go with that when I start back up again. This may or may not be the end of this video. Don't know. If it is, thanks for watching. If not, see you in a second.